WTF.
What's going on, world? I am DJ Swavor, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Ottoman Box Openings. On today's episode, we're going to be opening the box to a collab between New Balance and Concepts out of Boston on the 990 model. This collab, called the Tyrion, is an all-purple suede shoe, so I know it's going to be fire as soon as I open this box. But before we get to that box opening, I got a bone to pick with Nike. There are 3 things that I learned this past weekend. 1, that St. Patrick's Day is not really celebrated on St. Patrick's Day, but the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. 2, after seeing the movie Logan, Wolverine isn't as indestructible as we thought he was. And 3, Nike has no freaking clue about how to please its consumers. Of course, as most of you know, Air Max Day is this month. It's on March 26th, and it's pretty much a day that all sneaker lovers look forward to. Now, in the past during March, Nike has been known to come out with some pretty fire Air Maxes leading up to Air Max Day. Now, this year in particular, 2 well-known OG colorways of the Air Max 1 released. Now, if you're like myself, you were looking forward to these Air Max releases. You were stacking money leading up to March, knowing that you were going to be spending a bundle getting these shoes. Little did we know they would be so damn limited. Like, Nike, what were you thinking making these OG colorways so damn hard to get? It's Air Max Day. Make that shit available for everybody. I really want to know what they were thinking in those board meetings. My personal opinion, I think Nike sees the fact that Adidas is selling out left and right, and their Nike stuff is just sitting on shelves at stores. So they were thinking, well, Adidas does the limited releases and they're doing well, so shit, we'll show them we can do it better. I can't help but picture a whole table full of old geezers at the Nike board meetings that have no idea what the consumers want. Air Max Day is this month. Why aren't you releasing these Air Maxes in crazy numbers so everybody can get their hands on them? The resale prices I'm seeing for these shoes are ridiculous. $300 plus for an Air Max 1? Get the entire fuck out of here. If these OG colorways of the Air Max 1s were so limited, it's no telling how limited the Atmos Air Max 1 and the Masters of Air Max 1 are going to be. You might as well go ahead prepared to hold this L when they release in a couple weeks. Like, I don't get it. I want to rock with Nike so bad, but they make it so hard to love them. I don't get why Nike is doing this to us. People really want to rock with Nike, but they make it so hard to be loyal to them when they do stupid stuff like this. Like, what? Limited numbers of a coveted shoe? Hopefully between now and the Atmos release, or between now and the Masters of Air release, somebody in that board meeting comes to their senses and realize, well, maybe we should make a lot so a lot of people can get them. I pray to the sneaker gods that they drop just a little bit of sense on these dudes, because obviously they need it. Enough about all that though. Let's get to this box opening. And here we have the collab between New Balance and Concepts out of Boston on the 990v2 model. The moniker for this collab is called Tyrion. Of course, as we know with Concepts, there's always a backstory behind every collab they do with any sneaker brand. The backstory behind this particular shoe is, back in ancient times, a lot of garments used the purple Tyrion dye. That dye in particular was made from collecting a lot of sea snails and extracting the dye that was inside of those snails. Hence, the snail artwork on this box. Since the process of getting these snails and extracting the dye from these snails was so expensive and strenuous, this dye was basically only reserved for royalty and people with money. I'm hoping these shoes are as luxurious as that backstory, and from the pictures I've seen, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be. As you can see by the mark, I went with a size 13. This is my very first 990 model, so I chose to be safe rather than sorry. As I said before, if you've never gotten a model of a shoe before, the smart choice is to always go true to size. In the 998 and the 997 models, I tend to go down at least a half size, but since they didn't offer half sizes in this shoe, I played it safe and went with a size 13. Of course, as we all know with Concepts, they normally tend to put the actual shoe box inside their custom packaging, and I'm pretty sure that is the case with this shoe. Enough about all the particulars, let's get to this box opening. And as I said, the actual New Balance box is inside the packaging. Regular, made in the USA New Balance box. New Balance doesn't go above and beyond with their actual packaging for collabs, but I don't really care. I'm not wearing the box. I got the custom box on the side. That's all that really matters. With that being said, let's get to the second box opening. Oh, that purple, man. That purple is crazy. Let me get these shoes out the box. And here we have the collab between New Balance and Concepts on the 990v2 version, and this is the Tyrion. And I must say, Barney would be proud. This purple is clean as hell. From the pics I saw on social media, I thought this purple in hand was going to be a little bit brighter, but we all know pics on social media normally have filters, they're adjusted somewhat, and I'm actually glad the purple in hand is a little bit darker. This shoe is fire as hell. Of course, there's not much to explain about this shoe because the whole upper is made of suede, but we will get into it anyways. You have that nice plush purple suede toe capping. There's a nice brush to that suede, so you know that suede is a good quality. I'm loving the perforated suede on this toe box. I'm a sucker for perforation in suede. I don't know why. Perforated suede looks a lot better than just having suede on the shoe. I'm loving the differential between the perforated suede on the toe box and the regular suede on the toe capping. Going into the midsection of the shoe, you have an all suede in for the New Balance, and underneath that, I'm pretty sure that is 3M. You have that same suede that you had on the toe capping. Nice brush to it, nice length of suede, nice quality. Feels good to the touch. You have an Absorb white midsole with a gray sole on the bottom. I feel like that gray sole is a nice pop to this shoe. Going into the heel portion of the shoe, you have the USA branding because of course this is a shoe that is made in the USA. Proud to be an American. The same suede upper that you found on the midsection of the shoe as well as the toe capping. I'm pretty sure the gray area behind the USA sign is 3M. You have the Absorb midsole with that Absorb air bubble. Again, the gray hit of the sole on the bottom. Going into the middle portion of the shoe, like I said, man, this shoe is pretty simple. It's just pretty much a purple suede. You have a purple suede going from your heel counter into the middle section of the shoe all the way to the toe box and toe capping of the shoe. Again, you have the suede for the New Balance with the 3M hits underneath that. Perforated suede underneath the toe capping, which is in regular suede. All white midsole with the hit of the gray on the bottom. Pretty much explains this shoe. Of course, as I've said before, I need to see some type of branding from the boutique that is doing the collab with the sneaker company. You have Concepts branded on the Dubray. It's a nice pop to the shoe. The tongue is comprised of that regular suede that you see on the upper as well as the perforated suede. You have the 990 model made in the USA. It's in purple, but not quite the purple that is used on the upper. I love the color contrast of the purple, so you see what model it is in the shoe. The shoe came with all purple laces as well as an extra set of gray laces. Looking at this shoe and how you have that gray pop of the sole on the bottom, I might be tempted to put these gray laces in. All of the agulets on the laces say Concepts on it. I don't know if you can really see that. It's a little small. The left shoe is exactly the same as the right shoe, so I'm not gonna repeat the details. I do not want to sound redundant. Pretty much this shoe is comprised of an all purple suede upper, white midsole, and a gray sole on the bottom. Not gonna lie, man, Dion and Concepts, they came with a dope shoe. This is a shoe that is a prime example of less is sometimes more. All they needed is one base color for the suede upper and they got a banger. I'm not even gonna lie, I honestly think this competes with the 997 Rose and the 997 Luxury Goods. They all have their similarities with that premium suede, one color upper, and this holds its own against those other two collabs that Concepts did with New Balance. Let me know down in the comment section how you feel about this shoe. Are you liking it? Are you loving it? Did you try to get a pair but you weren't able to cop? I'm pretty sure they're sold out on the website. They didn't really go as fast as the other New Balance collabs that Concepts did, but by Sunday afternoon, these shoes were sold out. I saw on the resale market that they're going for about $300. You know how I feel. I'm team retail all day, but if you have $300, go for it. I mean, you're not really wasting your money on this sneaker because it's a very premium collab. You know you're getting a good quality shoe when it comes to New Balance, and Concepts does not associate itself with trash. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going with a solid 8, 8.5 on this sneaker. I mean, this suede quality is crazy. I'm a sucker for purple as it is. I mean, purple is just a shoe that's gonna turn heads when you walk. I'm loving this collab. Probably even better than the 997s that Concept has done with New Balance. Can't even front, man. I'm pretty sure Barney would co-sign on these shoes because these joints are fire. And this is the collab between New Balance and Concepts on the 990v2. The Tyrion. If you haven't already, smash that thumbs up button, smash that like button for me. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that little bell button next to the subscribe button so when I post something on YouTube, you get it first. Be sure to stay tuned. We got a couple more sneakers coming this week. Some dope fire collabs coming to this Ottoman that you will not want to miss out on. I promise you. This is another episode of Ottoman Box Openings. I am DJ Swavor, and until next time, peace.
T.I.